In fact, they increased that price. They were like, as a matter of fact, we're going to increase that fee for you. So not only did they accept my negotiated price, they increased the price. And I was like, but look at God. Well, hello beautiful people, it's your girl Shy-Bivia and welcome back to my channel. If you have not done so just yet, make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscription button and the notification bell as well. That way, whenever I post a new video, you'll be the first to know. Alright y'all, in today's video, we're going to be talking about becoming a certified mobile notary loan signing agent. I know, so many words. During the process of this video, I may just refer to it as a notary signing agent or an NSA to keep things short and simple. But if you want to know the process of becoming a notary signing agent, how I became a notary signing agent, tips, as well as even how much a notary signing agent makes per signing, keep watching. So let's talk about who is a notary signing agent. A notary signing agent is somebody who is hired as an independent contractor to ensure that all real estate loan documents are signed by the borrower, notarized, and returned on time for processing. So in essence, you basically show up to the client's location, you verify their identity, do thumbprints and all of that good stuff. You guide them as to where they're signing, what they're signing, and you basically just notarize the document, put the packet back together, and send it back to the lender. In a bit, I'm gonna go over the pros and cons of being a notary signing agent, but I'm just gonna give a brief backstory of how I became a notary and now a notary loan signing agent. I used to work for a financial institution. It was a credit union, and I kind of became a notary by accident. Not really by accident, but I didn't really have much of a choice. They wanted me to have that additional capability as a financial service representative. That way I can just go ahead and notarize documents, because I did like real estate documents, I did regular loans and stuff like that. And notarizing was also a service that the credit union offered, so it just made sense for me to have my notary commission. So that's how I ended up getting my commission. You still have to, if you're doing it through an employer, you still have to go through the normal your state's process. You still have to swear in and all of that. So that's how I became a notary. Now this was back in like 2016, and I worked with that financial institution for about 5 years. That was up until last year. Now my notary commission was still valid. It's still valid today. I didn't have to renew it or anything like that. I think it was valid for, in my state, it was valid for about like 6 years. So I still had it. And this year I was like, let me see what opportunities there are to, you know, to utilize my notary commission, because I was basically just sitting on it doing absolutely nothing with it until I stumbled upon this opportunity, and I was like, okay, let me go right into it. Now, what I love about this is that you're basically your own boss. You basically work for yourself. It's very flexible and it is lucrative. It's definitely a lucrative business. So I officially started this year around October. Now I'm just gonna go over the process real quick. Now, the first thing that you can do, well, with becoming a notary signing agent, you first have to become a notary, and you don't have to become a notary through any employer or anything like that. You can just go to your state's website, just search for, you know, your state's notary site.gov site, and go on there and apply to become a notary. You can also go to the NNA, that is the National Notary Association site. It has basically everything you need to know about becoming a notary, and the latest news and stuff like that about notaries out there, laws and all of that. When you go to the NNA site, I'm going to also link it below, so that way you can just go straight to it. When you go there, you can just select becoming a notary, and it will ask you for your state. You select your state and it should take you to the appropriate site. Now, once you've gotten your notary commission, then you can start the process with becoming a notary signing agent. You can go to the National Notary Association site. They're actually known as one of the largest and well-known agencies or companies that offer certification to notaries. They offer different packages that includes like your errors and omission insurance, which most companies prefer that you have in order to give you assignments. So you want to make sure that you have your errors and omission insurance, and it also protects yourself. It's not only for the other companies that may want to, you know, give you jobs, but you want to protect yourself. So if there's anything that happens, you have insurance to cover your butt. Okay, so it offers errors and omission insurance, also a background check. You need a background check as well, and they also offer a certification. And the certification is good because even if you're familiar with loan signings, like myself, I've done that in the past, I still went ahead and did the certification because other companies want to know that you're certified as a notary signing agent. You have a badge along with that. You can have it as your, you know, your signature when you send your emails back and stuff like that. So it is just more professional, and you want to prepare yourself before you go out there in the field. You want to make sure that you're well equipped for the job, that you know what you're doing, and you know that way it's less arrows on your end and all of that, and companies are going to want to continue to use you. So you want to get the certification, and I highly suggest the NNA. There are also other certifications out there, but the NNA is one of those that you can do. It is flexible. It's also reasonable. It's not that expensive. So I strongly suggest that you get certified as well. So that's the next step. The background check usually takes like a few weeks or so. I know for mine, I think mine took like a week or two, something along that line. And during that time, while I was waiting on my background check, I was doing the certification. So the certification is done online. You basically do it in your own time. It took a few hours. I think it took me like 2 days, maybe 8 or 12 hours in total, something like that, or maybe it was less. But the certification does take some time. You don't necessarily have to have your certification to be a notary signing agent. You just definitely need to have your notary commission. But I mean, what's the point of going out there in the field if you have absolutely no idea what you're doing? So you want some type of training before you go out there. You want to be familiarized with loan documents. You want some type of training before you go out there in the field. Now, how do we get assignments, or how do you get assignments as a notary signing agent? Now, there are different platforms out there. You may have heard of SnapDocs, Notary Cafe, and all of that. You can put your profile on these sites, and that is how you'll get loan signings. For these sites, they want to also confirm that, or verify, you have to verify your identity, upload if you have your errors and omission insurance, your notary commission, all of that. It has to be uploaded on there. I don't know about Notary Cafe, but I do know that for SnapDocs, you have to have, you know, all those things on there, and it needs to be verified. So that way, when a company goes to look for a notary, they can see right away that you're verified, that you have insurance, that you have, you know, your certification, that you have your commission, and all of that. So those are some of the ways that companies may reach out to you in order to give you signings. Now, I have to say that most of my signings thus far has come from SnapDocs. I think I've only had like one signing. Well, I've only had one signing thus far that came from Notary Cafe. Again, I just started in October. It's not December. Things may change, but thus far, I mean, SnapDocs is the way to go. So once you get all set up, make sure that you set up your profile on SnapDocs. If you want me to do another video and walk you guys through how to do this, let me know in the comment below. So I know for SnapDocs, once you sign up with SnapDocs and you sign up to receive notification, then you will get like your text messages right away to do signings. If you're available, you will state, yes, I'm available. If you're not available, you just state, no, you're not available, and it will give you different options as to why you're not available. Now, y'all, I have to say that the first day that I started, the first day that I signed up with SnapDocs, within a few minutes, I started getting notifications. Do you hear me? And I had to decline it because I was still waiting on my printer to come in the mail. And that's another thing too. I may have to do another video about, like, you know, the things that you need to become a notary signing agent and all of that. And a printer is definitely one of them. You need your own printer. But I was waiting for my printer to come in the mail, so I had to decline those signings. And I was like, man, because the money was really good. But, you know, that's one of those things. You know, I'm one of those people who I don't like to really wait around. I like to be prepared. You know what they say about opportunities, is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have it than to not be prepared for an opportunity, something like that. So yeah, that was kind of my case. Even though I didn't have my printer yet, I'm like, look, I'm creating my profile, I'm making myself available so that I can, you know, start receiving notifications whether or not I have the printer. So and then I remembered, finally, when I got my printer, I did not even unbox my printer yet. I was planning on unboxing it that evening, and I got a notification. Well, actually, somebody called me, and this was the signing that was from Notary Cafe. And it was a last minute signing. They needed me within like 3 hours or something like that. And I was like, this was my first signing too, y'all, you guys. This was my first signing. And I was like, yes, sure, you know, I'm available and all of that. And my husband and I, we scrambled to set up the printer, print the documents, all of that, and went out there. And I'm telling you, I'm happy that I said yes to the opportunity and wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm not prepared or anything like that. It's my first signing. Yes, I was a little bit nervous. I have to say that I was a little bit nervous, even though I've done loans in the past, but this was me now, as my own boss, as an independent person, an independent contractor, going out to do this. And so I was really nervous, and my husband was like, you know, don't be nervous, all of that. And the signing was successful. I mean, they haven't called me back, and that was in October, so I'm assuming that the signing went well. You know, usually if there's like errors or anything like that, they'll contact you to let you know and all of that. And yeah, that signing went well. Listen, the signing was like 5 minutes away from my house, 5 minutes away. And for that signing, I think I made like $75 just to drive 5 minutes down the road to verify somebody's identity, show her what she's signing. I think it was like 28 pages. I made $75. So I mean, you can't beat that with this loan signing business. And that's another point too. How much do you make as a loan signing agent? Anywhere between $75 to up to like $250. It depends on how many documents, how far the signing is, and the nature of the document. So typically, like real estate documents and all of that, you typically make more than that, but $75 is like usually like the minimum. And what I love about this is that you can negotiate your prices. So when you get a notary signing availability, when you get a notification, you can say, no, I'm not interested, because it will give you that option because the fee is too low. So for example, if the fee is $75, but you believe that this signing should be like $90 or $100 or $150, you can negotiate it. This does not mean that they will definitely say, okay, we'll do it for that price. But you can negotiate your price, you know, if you believe that that's what you deserve to get. And sometimes they will come back and say, okay, we'll do it for that price, especially if it's like a last minute signing and that company, that lender, or whosoever, they want to get that signing out there and they know it's last minute and it's going to be hard to get other notaries to do it. They will increase their price. It actually happened to me. once it was the signing, they were trying to offer me like $50 or something like that, somewhere close to that. And it was really south from here. It was like in Atlantic City. It was like an hour away from me. And I was like, no, I'm not interested because the fee is too low. And they actually, honestly, I was not thinking that they were going to message me back, but they did. They messaged me back and they were like, okay, what fee, is good for you, or something like that. And I said, I gave a higher price, and they actually agreed. In fact, they increased that price. They were like, as a matter of fact, we're going to increase that fee for you. So not only did they accept my negotiated price, they increased the price. And I was like, but look at God, So don't be afraid to negotiate your price. If the location is far and you feel like you deserve more money than that, then negotiate your price. Don't be afraid to do that. And so that's one of the things that I absolutely love about it too. You don't have to accept the first offer. Another thing that I love about being a notary signing agent is that it is really flexible. You are basically your own boss. You're not tied to any particular signer. You're not tied to an employer or anything like that. You're your own boss. You set your own hours. You can accept or decline signing. So it's very flexible and you do it in your own time. Now, a con with being a notary signing agent is that if you are away, then that means there is no pay. Okay, so if you're away from home, away from the counties that you serve, then there's no money to be made. Like, for example, some of you guys may know or may not know, but I'm also a flight attendant. I'm a flight attendant, and I also serve in the Air Force. I'm an Air Force reservist. Most times I'm away from home, so a lot of times I'm not in town. And I remember last month in November, I was away a lot. I was flying a lot in November, and I was like, why is it that I'm away now and this is when I'm getting all the notifications? I was getting notifications left, right, and center, like sometimes 3 times a day. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But I had to decline those signings because I was nowhere close to home. So that's one of the cons. If you're not at home, I mean, there's no money to be made. And like last week, oh my goodness, last week I was in Jamaica, right, for like 5 days. And can I tell you how many signing notifications I got? It was driving me crazy to see them, and the fee that was associated with it, and to know that I had to turn it down because I was away. I was like, man, I'm having a good time, but I mean, I could be making some money, So that's one of the cons with it. I think I got like 3 notifications one day, and then every day I was getting notifications for those 5 days, I got like 8 notifications, because I went back and counted. I was like 8 notifications, and I could not accept one of them because I was away. And lo and behold, when I got back, I was not receiving as many notifications. I got maybe 3 notifications this week. And I actually have a signing coming up on Friday, which I'm happy about. So, you will get your notifications. Just be patient. You will have some weeks that you get a lot of notifications. You may not be available. And then you may have some weeks that is a bit slower than some. Now, a lot of times with these notifications is what I'm realizing, even though you may accept it and say, yes, I am available, the signing may still not be assigned to you. So yes, you can say, yes, I'm available, but for some reason, if there are other notary agents that accept it and say, yes, I'm available, I'm not sure the algorithm or how it works, or if it's very specific, if they go with the notary signing agent that company is either more familiar with, or if there's another algorithm. That's something else that I have to figure it out. But once I figure it out, I'm gonna let you know. Okay, so yeah, that's how that works. So I try to kind of stay by my phone and accept it right away. With this signing that I have on Friday, literally I was on my phone, and as soon as the notification came up, I accepted it. So I think maybe because I accepted it really quick is why, because immediately after that, then the lady called me and all of that. And this signing was a little bit different, or this company is a little bit different. I've gotten notifications from them before in the past, especially when I was on vacation last week. I was getting a lot from this particular company, but this time around they actually called and did kind of like a brief interview. It's like they want me as, you know, an independent contractor. So once I sign those, I like to read everything that I'm signing, and I'm not being employed by them, and it states that clearly that I'm not an employee of that company, so I'm not entitled to like benefits or all of that, but they'll just have me in their database as a notary signing agent. So I will be one of those first people in the area if they need a notary signing agent in my area and the surrounding counties that I serve. Then I'll be one of the first to, I guess, receive notifications or be assigned signings. So I was receiving notifications, but I was not really being assigned. So I guess now they'll have me in their database, and I had to fill out, like, you know, with my pay information, how to get paid and all of that. I preferred not to give my social, because they also gave me like a W-9 form and all of that. And that's another thing too we can go over possibly in another video, with the different ways that you are paid. Different companies pay you differently. Some may send you a check, some use vendor pay, some may use PayPal. So with this, it was a W-9 form, but I chose not to use my social, my personal social. I do have an EIN because I have another business that I use that EIN number for, so I just decided to just use that EIN number for this business because it is an individual sole proprietor business. So that's something that you can do too if companies want to have you as an independent contractor and they may want your social. If you prefer not to give that out, apply for an EIN. It's not difficult to apply for. Just, you know, go to irs.gov, I believe it is, and just apply for an EIN, and you can use that number instead. That way you're protecting your social from identity theft and all of that. Now, if you're looking for something to do on the side, you know, something that's lucrative, something that's flexible, you can be your own boss, all of that good stuff, I definitely say give it a shot. I mean, you may love it or you may absolutely hate it. You know, I don't know. I can't choose for you. You just have to try it out and see how you like it. So I think I went over quite a bit. So that's my process, or that's my experience thus far as being a notary signing agent. It has been October, November, this only 3 months. November, I guess I can't really count that because I wasn't really here. I was flying for work. So for the time that I've been a notary signing agent thus far, I would say that I have had a great experience because I've been getting the notifications, has been consistent. I've only done a few signings thus far, but I am grateful. I just started and I'm looking forward to even more signing, especially being home now for this month. I'm on partial leave, so my goal is to get as many signings as possible this month to, you know, just continue to grow, build my experience, build my portfolio, and all of that. Now, if there's anything else that you guys want to know about becoming a notary signing agent, anything else about the process, the things that you may need, printers, all of that good stuff, whatever it is that you want to know, just ask me in the comment below. Don't be afraid to ask your questions. I am here to answer any questions that you guys may have. But anyway, y'all, if you have watched up to this point, thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe. It's your girl Shy-Bivia. It was an absolute pleasure. Let's go get those signings together, and I'll see you guys later. Be blessed. Bye bye.